Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So it is 4:00 and we'll get started with the Clinton Council on Aging meeting. We have in attendance today Jaleesa Chenard,
Sheila Azarendia.
Claire McIntyre, Lynn. Oh, I said
What do you want?
Henry, say Henry.
Henry.
Okay, so we are all here today, except for we are missing Jim and Stephen. Okay, so has everybody reviewed the minutes from last meeting? Do I have a motion? Is there any discussion?
Yes. Make the motion.
Okay, I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes have been approved, and we will have the director's report. All right, let me find my letter.
Okay, all right, sorry about that. So the first thing on the director's report is correspondence, and we do have one correspondence, and it's from Jim LeBlanc. It says, "Good morning. Please feel free to share the following with the COA board and the staff. It has indeed been my pleasure to work with and spend time with each of you over the last 3 years, and much has been accomplished, and there's always more to do. I have decided that now is the time for me to step away and leave the task of the needs of our senior community in your very capable hands. I have learned in service to community that you never say never, and there may come a time when I will look for volunteer activities in the future. For now, I need to spend time focusing on self-care that I have long ignored. Wishing the best for all of you and the future of the Council on Aging. Most sincerely, Jim LeBlanc."
With a very heavy heart, we hear that.
Yeah.
I can't believe it was 3 years.
That went really fast.
Deb, you've been here 25.
Can I get a motion to accept the letter of resignation from the board?
I need you to accept James's resignation letter with regret.
Yes. I'll second
All those in favor?
that. Aye.
Aye.
It is very sad to see Jim leaving us. I'm sure he has his hands full in retirement, but we will look forward to hearing from Jim in the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think he'll still be.
He'll be
active.
around.
I do think so.
Good.
So your financial report is in your packets, and it basically, I'm gonna update the reports for the next meeting with those 2 warrants on it. That financial that's in there is your warrant that was approved at town meeting, as far as our budget for FY '24. And then as far as center activities, get ready. So we're still waiting on the 50,000 ARPA. The select board and the committee are still working on that, so we're still waiting to hear if that is gonna come to fruition or not. We did receive a $250 donation to Grady's Groceries, and the select board is meeting tonight, and on the agenda is the WRTA contract for van services. So I do plan on attending in case they have any questions about the services we offer. And that being said, I know Sherry supervises transportation, and she just gave us this brief report, and I would just like to read it. It basically says, although the number of volunteers, because we had a volunteer appreciation on Friday, which some of you were able to attend, which was wonderful. And I'd like to thank Sunshine Cafe for doing such a great job on that, and for Sherry, the gifts, the organizing it, the decorations. It was beautiful.
So it was a good time.
Yeah. Although the number of volunteers has dropped from 51 to 46, the number of volunteer hours has increased by 261 hours. And savings for the town has increased from 44,744 to 48,285. So they figure that at basically minimum wage for these volunteers, if we had to hire a receptionist, if we had to hire somebody to deliver Meals on Wheels, if we had to hire anybody for these positions that the volunteers hold. And this does not include the tax work-off program. This is just volunteers here at the center. Transportation has also increased for fiscal '23. During FY22, we provided 3,680 rides to 114 people. In fiscal '23, we provided 4,025 rides to 103 people. So again, although ridership has dropped slightly, we had an increase of 345 rides for this last fiscal year. And worth mentioning, included in the numbers above, we were able to secure a grant, which allowed us to contract with Clinton Livery to provide 308 rides for special cases such as dialysis, after surgery follow-up care, chemo treatments. We also secured another grant for the same purpose, providing another 304 rides. These grants are extremely important to us and to the people who needed the services. Most of these rides took place on days or times our vans were not available to them. We hope to be able to increase the numbers for fiscal '24.
Great service.
It's amazing.
So Clinton Community Garden, if you've gone by, it's gone from boxes filled with dirt to a blooming garden up there. It's beautiful. And on the weekends, it's so great to see people sitting on the porch, people up in the gardens, people under the pavilion. So it's getting a lot of activity up here. I did meet with an architect regarding the carriage house conversion. He was very positive. He's going to send us something in writing regarding what his thoughts are and what would be needed. But it was a very positive meeting, so we're very happy about that. Growing Places Mobile Market is going to be here the second Tuesday of every month from 2 to 3. And then they're going to be here on the fourth Tuesday from 10:30 to 11. What they have decided to do, and they did the last time they were here, is they set up in the front yard, that front driveway, so that the tent was by the sidewalk here, so people could pull up the street here and get out of their cars or walk over from the park. So it generated a lot more than being up in the back parking lot. Excuse me, tickle. So every Thursday we have the home cooked meals here at the center. Coming up in July, we've got Independence Day luncheon. Everyone will receive a free gift who comes. And then we have the rest of the menu listed in your packets. Also, the second Wednesday of each month, we have our brunch. Our last brunch was so much fun. We actually had 3 members of the Board of Health. We had 6 firefighters. We had our police liaison. We had Beth from Senator Cronin's office. And we had all of our seniors. Did I say Chief Lutz? Chief Lutz was here too. So there was a lot of people here, a lot of activity, and everyone had a great time. And it was so nice that, like I said, a lot of the new firefighters, you get to meet them, you know. We have no Zoom. Thank you, Henry. We have no Zumba for the months of July and August here because we don't have a location for them to be that's not out in the elements, and it's too hot in the carriage house for them. Any Clinton resident that is over 60 can attend any of the other Zumba classes in the other towns, and it is free. So even if the other town charges a fee, we will pick up that fee so they can still continue to go to Zumba. And just a reminder, we get calls every week that people will call up and say, "Hi, I need to get my mother into senior housing." And when we tell them it's a 2-year wait list, they're floored. Well, I can't wait 2 years. She needs to go now. She can't be at her house anymore. She needs to be there. So it is shocking when people call, and there's not much we can do about that. So our recommendation is if you think that you may need senior housing in the next couple of years, apply now. So, thank you. Thanks, Ron. So in our, in your packets too, we have some of the, in blue are the programs that have already taken place this month. There was everything from the movie matinees, the hip hop chair dance the cultural council did. We did Medicare turning 65. We have American Bandstand with Ron Sonia, who's our guest host for the summer. The Wild Women had a block party outside, which was a lot of fun. We had hot dogs out there for them and refreshments. It was Flag Day, so we had red, white, and blue pops. The center was closed on Friday for volunteer appreciation. On Monday, it was a holiday, but, oh my goodness. We took a busload down to Twin River, so they had a lot of fun down there. I didn't hear of any big winners, but
Yeah, I wouldn't call it fun.
no,
No big winners, huh?
No.
no. And then our book club met today. So if anybody's interested in the books too, we do order a limited quantity. So if you want to come and get the book, you can. Tomorrow, we go to Hampton Beach, to the sand castles. So that there's still a little, well, I don't know if it would be too late now, but there was still a couple seats left, but might be a little too late. This Saturday, Ryan Crafty from R&R Landscaping is putting a dumpster up back in the parking lot here. Any Clinton resident over the age of 60 can dump 3 items in it. So if you have an old broken chair at home, toss it in. There's certain things you cannot toss
Right,
in. There is a list, mattresses, electronics, things like that. But if you had a broken,
Toaster oven.
yeah, my mother had a broken cat tree, the thing the cat sleeps on. So things like that. So it's just something that is too big for a trash bag that you need to get rid of. On June 26th, we have Create Your Own 4th of July centerpieces with D'Amico's Flower Shop. We have June 27th is our monthly diabetes finger stick clinic. So come check your sugar once a month and see how you're doing. It is from 10 to 11 and you must register so they bring enough supplies. June 28th is our bereavement support with Jim Q. Hastings and cake decorating with Diane Rockwell. On June 28th at 1 p.m., we have our Hello Sunshine Summer Kickoff Concert and music with Sean Fullerton. And this is sponsored by the Mass Cultural Council. And we're also going to have Juniper Farms ice cream truck here. There is no evening programs on the 29th. And then we start in with July. We already have the movie for the Monday movie is Forrest Gump. So there'll be popcorn, refreshments, and box of chocolates here. There's no evening programs on July 3rd, and we are closed the 4th. The 5th, Fat Daddies will be here, the mobile market from 9 to 10. We have our Independence Day luncheon, which is $5 per person, and you get a gift. The 6th, we have our evening cake decorating class at 5 p.m. with Diane Rockwell, and that class can fit up to 20 people. So it's an evening class. We hope to fill it. On July 7th, we have American Bandstand Summer Edition with Ron Sonia. And on July 11th, we have our Dull Men's Club Summer Session with our town's second dullest man, Ron Sonia. And then July 14th, Angela Snell, who is the Assistant Town Administrator, will be over here to give us an update on the town webpage, which has been reworked. So we'll see the new format and see how that's going. The Highlands are going to sponsor a healthy snacking program on July 19th at 11:30. So it's going to include also summer hydration. So it'll be a snack that will hydrate you as well. No evening programs on the 24th. The 31st, we have Christmas in July, which is a woodcraft with Debbie Weatherby. August 3rd, we have something we've never done before, which is string art. And those of you who are older, probably not Jaleesa, will remember you had the little nails you stuck into the board and you did the string.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's how we learned how to tie our shoes.
No.
Yeah. They
You
had
may
the
have.
thing and then you tied.
No.
No, not the same thing.
This makes a beautiful picture.
Not the same.
And then on 16th, we have the Woosocks trip. And just a reminder, Thursday nights, we are open till 7. And anybody who's working out in the garden that wants to come in, get a glass of water, use the restrooms, We have yoga upstairs, and if you check the newsletter, you'll be getting the new newsletter for July very, very shortly. And it does explain each Thursday night what the yoga is, because some of them are very gentle and restorative, and some of them are a little harder. So read and see which one you'd like to come to. But yoga is great. And then Monday nights, we have game nights, which is really starting to pick up. So we're happy about that. Cribbage, Scrabble, Mahjong, whatever games you like to play. And then the Veterans Breakfast Buffet stops for the summer, so the next one is September 15th. Now we have trips. So June 7th, eight of our residents went to the Finger Lakes. On June 13th, 4 of them went on the trip to Niagara Falls. On July 27th, so far we have 22 people signed up for the Gloucester Harbor Cruise. We have 5 that have already signed up to go to Montana. September 7th, Neil Diamond is sold out. Sorry, Henry. There is a wait list. If we can get more tickets, we definitely will, but as of right now, it's sold out.
Where is that gonna be done?
Wyndham, New Hampshire.
Is it Wyndham?
No.
And then, and it's Neil Diamond and Friends, so some of the Friends took it.
The day
September
was announced, I think.
September 12th, we have the Common Man Hotel. There's 2 signed up for that, which September is quite a ways away anyways. And then in November, we have ABBA. We did have the Newport Playhouse trip. We had the Twin River Casino trip. Tomorrow's the Hampton Beach trip with the Woo Sox. And then September 7th, we have the American Heritage Museum. And it's $20, and that includes your ride over there and admission into the museum. And then I do have an update from Brian as far as facilities. There we go. So Brian said that Fox Painting is prepping to start exterior painting project. Pre-construction meeting was held on June 7th. Samples presented on June 20th. Power wash, scrape, prime, and paint is taking place now, and that's a 4 to 5 week project. The park facilities did mount our 75-inch TV up on our wall, and the projector was taken down, projection screen. And they're in the process of getting pricing for security camera upgrades. They did get one quote already. It seemed a little high, so they're actually working on getting a second quote right now.
Are those external?
Yeah.
Do you know who are the quotes from? Do you know?
One was from ECG or something in Boylston, and the other's from Centronics. And we are waiting for one from, I'm not sure the company name, but it's Pat Burke. Pat Burke is doing that. And then we have no request for building use at this time. And I believe that's all I have for the report right now.
Okay. Back to me. Back to me.
Back to you.
All right, so under the director's report, we do need to send a letter to the board, the Clinton Select Board, advising them of Mr. LeBlanc's resignation. So if I can instruct Deb to do so, do you need a motion for that? Do I hear a motion
Yeah.
to?
I make a motion that you send a letter to the select board.
Notifying them.
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay.
Also too, like I said, where there will be an open seat on the board, the
The
position
position.
was a select board appointment. So anyone who's interested in that position should notify Mike Ward, send a letter of interest
To Michael Ward
to
at the
Mike
town
Ward
hall.
at the town hall, 242 Church Street. And I'm sure they'll be getting, any letters of interest in, and then the select board will make a decision at one of their upcoming meetings.
And then they'll appoint the position.
Mhm.
That's the position, not the membership.
Not the,
So
Well, not,
it's the membership, not the position.
that's what I was trying to
So
clarify.
whoever is appointed will be a member of the board.
Right, because it's up to us then to pick the chair.
The chair.
correct?
Right,
Okay,
out of your members.
membership.
should we be doing that? Should we
It's in
reorganize?
new
It's
business.
next, okay. So we do have old business with the warrant approvals for number 25 and 27. I can have,
I make a motion to accept them.
and second,
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that's for warrants number 25 and 27.
Yeah, they're on the table.
25 and
Yeah, the
27.
ones we just.
We just signed, yep.
we reviewed, yeah.
And then we already
then
talked about,
The garden.
the gardens
facility
and the
and garden.
facilities, yep.
and there's no updates on policies.
Perfect. We're still waiting for information back from the town attorney on
Yeah.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
So, June, we do restructure the board. So we will be taking nominations for chair. Anybody?
Before we move on to that, it says under new business, Clinton Council on Aging logo.
You want
Yep,
it?
that's after.
Oh, she has a different list than us.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah,
I do have a different list. Let's go ahead and hear from Ron
Take it out of
first.
order?
Yep.
Yeah. You have to hear a motion to take
Should
it
take
out
that
of order.
out order. Which one was posted?
The one that everybody has.
This one here?
So actually, we don't have to go out of order because Ron's
Ron's on there.
on there. Yep,
You got it.
they're right here, right up in front of the table. Ron, come on up, have a seat.
Thank you. Okay, well, apparently you've already seen them, which is gonna take a whole lot of steam on my presentation.
So sorry.
Well, thank you. About 5 weeks ago, Debbie asked me about designing a logo. I
Perfect.
told her I was a little bit apprehensive about it because I work on trucks. And, but I told her that one of the things that would be good is because I've been here for quite some time
Mhm.
and I've come to many of the events that are here, I do have a relatively good feel about what happens
What
here.
happens here?
So anyways, I did some scribbling and this is how I do my scribbling.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, it all starts in the back of an envelope. I have what I call the interview.
Yes.
And I try to get a feel for what, we're looking for here. And, we talked about this back and forth for a while and I came up with this idea and Deb kind of liked it. And,
She did kind of like it.
well, good.
I'll see if I can hold it up.
Yeah. So anyhow, we talked about this and I told her that the concept of the Council on Aging Center is bringing people together.
Most certainly
That's what
is.
it's all about.
Absolutely.
And I can tell you that from my life experience when I was the guardian of my aunt, I quickly learned that isolation is, in my opinion, the biggest single problem that elderly people face.
Absolutely.
It's real.
It exposes them to all sorts of negativity, starting with clearly depression and like that, but medical issues and safety issues and financial safety issues. So getting people together is what the Council on Aging is all about. So anyways, I worked on this logo and I'd like to get your opinion and feedback.
I very much like it. I did ask Deb.
there are three.
They're kind of all the same.
Now, this is on paper, those are shiny.
So
Yeah,
I tried to make a copy, but I couldn't
Right.
get to fix it on the paper.
right.
And then this one here, Ron did as an example for what it would look like on the van. So it's
Yes,
got the blue
blue
background. and
background.
van is
right.
blue.
So what we've got here is, yes,
Blank.
graphically speaking, we have to have a logo that fits on colored backgrounds
Yep.
or white backgrounds. So that's what the intention here is.
Yep, the two different.
And I picked the blue only because the vans are blue.
There you go.
And that's the only reason. So anyways, that's my thing, and, we talked about it, and, Deb, we worked together, and, you show the stuff, you get feedback from people, you make some adjustments, you do more thinking, and ultimately, after a while, it all comes together with something that I hope everybody will like and understand what the point of it is.
What's everybody think?
Can I just add one thing too?
Please.
When Ron and I were talking about this, if you look at the picture, the senior is the star. And it's a person, and the council on aging is bringing it together. So it kind of has some symbolism with it
Okay.
too. So that would be the person.
Okay,
And half, and the center is together.
gotcha.
That's the concept, bringing
Juicy.
people
Got
together.
Got it, thank you, I see it here.
Mhm.
Go to the camera.
There you go.
They wearing shirts that, remember we had that consultant in, and she designed shirts, is that what the, Van Garbers are wearing now?
The hunt,
The
it was a hunt.
No.
Uh-huh.
We ended up getting, well, I'm
Yeah.
not sure if we did get them from, we might have got them from her. But we can get them, and, I mean, you can get them anywhere. Emotions, Sidel.
Yep.
You can
They're
get
now
them
on
down
High
there.
Street.
You can get them at Vista Print. You can get shirts.
Anywhere these
Anywhere.
days.
No, I mean, did we adapt the logo from her?
No, we
After
just
she
used,
came.
no, we just used the town seal for that one, and then like I said, Ron just was talking one day, and he said, we don't have a logo.
I think it's great.
And we've been thinking about this for years, like, we took pictures of like the woodwork, like certain scroll marks, and said, maybe that'll be our logo. And, you know, different designs throughout the building, and just nothing seemed to be right. But I did like the bringing people together.
I absolutely
Yeah, definitely,
love that.
Definitely need that, yeah.
I think
My,
when you fold it up,
it makes,
Then
it-
you see it,
it makes sense.
so my only question for you, Ron, and I did ask Deb, the green and the blue. What are the colors?
Purpose.
There is none.
Yeah.
You could say that blue is a male color. But green is not. And the fact is, I just picked two colors that
That work.
are warm.
Complement each other.
Well,
They
explain
do.
to him
Yeah.
your reasoning. If it's one person,
Right. If it was one person, I was like, well, why is it two colors if it's one person?
But it's bringing two
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 different.
together.
But it's bringing two
Right,
different
it's
people.
bringing people together.
Exactly.
As opposed to plural.
Exactly.
Just a question, yeah. The blue, could that be changed to gold or yellow?
It could
The
be
Clinton
changed to-
colors.
It could be changed to any color.
it's more, I mean, those are more school colors,
Okay,
and we're, a town department. Yeah.
yeah, just a thought.
And I will also tell you that color blue is what we call cyan or processed blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Just a blue.
it's just it's a standard
Standard
color.
color.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
nice.
A lot of logos are designed with wacky colors,
Hmm.
and
It's hard to get them printed and,
they're never printed accurately.
yes.
If you know anything about press printing, PMS 300 blue, when you start off,
Yeah.
by the end of the press run, it could be anywhere 5 shades
Five
lighter, darker, and like that. And then you get into all sorts of efforts with color matching, and-
Yes.
which frankly, I think people get a little bit too concerned about.
Well, it's hard to match a color.
Well,
we know
thing
that
is,
with paint, right?
It's kind of irrelevant anyway.
Right.
If you look at paint jobs on trucks, okay? People can see the difference between school bus yellow and lemon yellow.
Yes.
But if you can tell me the difference between PMS 300 blue and 300 PMS 05 blue,
You know.
good luck, okay?
Deb, you had a question?
I was just gonna make a suggestion of the color of our building as one color.
What colors?
Okay,
Yeah.
you can do that.
That may,
Good idea.
it's a great
And
idea.
the board doesn't need to vote on this today.
Mhm.
You can table it and think about it,
Yeah.
until next meeting, see if there's any suggestions, sleep on it, see how
Okay.
you feel about it. It's not a decision that needs to be made today.
So I think the overall feel is that we like it. We're
Concept is
this
good.
concept's
Yeah.
fantastic. We're just playing with colors now.
And I will always make the point of standard colors,
Correct.
you know,
Just keep it.
yeah.
Basic, yeah.
And, there's lots of good ideas. Unfortunately, you can only pick one.
Right. Well, this is great, Ron. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you putting in some time and effort into this.
It was a
And
significant time of that.
yeah, I'm sure it was. And I think, like I said, I think overall it's fantastic. I think you have a good idea here, and we're just gonna think about
The
colors.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And that's the thing, people don't understand how much time goes into thinking about something. like
Oh, yes.
that. And
And it's very clear,
Mhm.
easy to read, easy on the eyes, and it tells you exactly what we're here for.
and see, that's my thing about working on trucks for 44 years.
Yes,
You gotta make stuff really easy to see.
yes,
And easy to see is easy to comprehend too.
correct. I think
Would it be
so.
very difficult to bring in a sample using Debbie's suggestion of the color of the building?
I'd
On a
have to have a
sample?
chunk of it.
I can get you the card, it's Benjamin Moore paint, I can get you the card.
And even if it's, like
A
you
shade
said,
different.
a shade different
Just in the family.
here or there, but in the same family, maybe
Right.
more standard color
Yeah.
than 5212B.
Yeah.
B.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
No,
No.
Very nice.
Very
Thank you
good.
very
Thank
much,
you for
Ron.
your time.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time.
okay.
Now you had something else on yours.
So now we are going to go forward and restructuring of the board. So currently, there is an open position for chair,
Yes.
and we will take
Well,
on
all the positions are open. It's a
when we
restructure.
restructure. So we will take nominations for any of the board seats. First, I'll start with chair. Is there any nominations for chairman of the board,
Chairperson.
chairperson of the council, not even the board?
I'd like to nominate Jaleesa. She does such a
Thank you.
wonderful job.
Although I'm a little disheveled every once in a while.
Mhm.
Any other nominations?
Who'd you nominate?
Jaleesa,
Her?
our neighbor.
Her?
I would second that nomination.
Yeah, I would too. No, I'll third it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Aye.
so it looks like I will be chair. Thank you. And how about vice chair? Any nominations for
I'd like
vice?
to nominate Sheila.
The lady on your right.
All in favor? Yep, all in favor of Sheila?
Aye, aye, aye.
Sheila? And clerk?
I nominate Claire.
Are we going to stay with this or are we going to discuss
Oh, that's-
Debbie's suggestion?
It's still a position on the board,
But it's
so,
kind of redundant.
Hmm.
If we have a secretary on the board and then we bring in a clerk, it's kind of repetitious of duties.
Well, it depends on, right now you're doing the minutes.
Mhm.
Are you organizing the minutes and making sure they're being retained here?
Yes, I give Debbie a copy every time and I keep a copy.
Okay,
every month.
all right, yeah, I'm just asking the question, that's all.
I don't, so at this point, we don't have any other, yeah, we just stay in the same, so, there is a position for, is it clerk or secretary, the position?
I thought it was clerk.
Okay,
The minutes, our constitution bylaws call it a secretary.
okay,
Okay.
so we will take nomination for clerk / secretary of the council.
And I'll nominate Claire.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
It might be a good idea if the person who's being nominated accepts
I
it.
know.
Give me the option to accept.
I was thinking that when it was my turn, I was like, do I say yes?
Yeah, right. Do you accept? Maybe we should start at the top. Do you accept?
I accept. Do you accept? Do you accept? Does
I
everybody
accept.
accept?
Yes.
With both hands. Claire does a good job.
I think so.
Thank you.
So did Claire take it?
Claire took
Are
it.
you accepting?
Yes, as long as I'm, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna pass it to you next.
And it's going to be your turn, Henry.
All right. Do we have any other new business?
We were talking at the luncheon last Friday about, we were just having a question about,
Sorry.
whoops, if the Angels have volunteered to be chaperones on a trip,
Mhm.
if something happens to a person on a trip from here, who assumes responsibility for that?
I went online and not legal at all, but what I was reading, and probably has to be researched a little more, it looks like the town would still be responsible. They would hold the liability because they are working, the volunteer is working for the council, and the council comes under the town. But
So it wouldn't
I'm not
change
legal,
how
but that's
things.
just what I had read online.
But would it not be best to have someone that's on the books, on the clock?
No.
Not
Let me-
needed.
Let me just explain this. So we have limited staff and we have a lot of activities going on, a lot of things that are happening. And it was becoming an issue where we were sending staff on trips.
Right.
So when I send, let's say I send Melissa, Shannon covers Melissa. So Shannon's trying to get her newsletter done, she's trying to get the programs done, she's trying to meet with this one, get paid for this thing. She's trying to do all this stuff. Meanwhile, somebody comes in, they want to apply for staff, they want to do this, they want to do that. And the
Everything
coverage
gets
is too much. If Shannon goes, Melissa's got clients all day, she's meeting with them. I mean, we've met with a client today for over an hour and a half. As caregiver, things going on. So if Melissa's got stuff going on and Shannon's gone, then Melissa's covering for Shannon. So it just becomes taking one person out of the office, and then you add vacations, you add days off, and then we're really short-staffed.
Can the question be posed to town council?
I think it
Sure.
should be.
And the thing is, we don't have to send a volunteer at all. These are adults. They're going on a trip.
Mhm.
I mean, these aren't kids at a school.
Right.
So,
They
I
don't
mean,
need-
we send somebody just as a point person, if somebody needs something, somebody has a
Mhm.
question, things like that.
Right.
But I don't believe we have to send anybody.
Yeah, think about it, we didn't have chaperones on our trip to.
Then I don't think the term chaperone should be used for them, because that kind of implies
Coordinator.
a
Coordinator.
coordinator
Yeah,
and someone that is responsible. Whereas you just, I
Yeah.
think that the wording there leads us to maybe have to seek counsel. If you eliminate the wording, it's probably fine.
okay.
So
we'll
a
have
coordinator.
Are these day trips? They,
Could be
most of
anything.
they're not these extended stay.
No, the extended trips or the
That come
ones
under
at
best of times.
Yeah.
and they handle all of it.
Mhm.
We just register them and they handle all of it.
Mhm.
We're talking our trips like the Woo Sox or
Hampton.
Because-
Hampton
No.
Beach. And like I said, it's only probably a handful a year now that we're using the agency.
Mhm.
So it'd be just local trips around here. If they wanted to go to the Hanover Theater for a show,
Mhm.
something like that, local.
Mhm.
Any of the other trips or further trips aren't under us.
And I would assume that there would be some sort of insurance from the buses and the
For the
trips.
extended trips,
Yes.
for
and
Well,
all
buses,
of
even
that.
on the
they
day
have
trips,
all-
the bus,
The bus, I'm
company.
sure, has
Yeah.
insurance to cover any
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, they do all of that.
I ran the social club from the company I worked for. And when we took trips, we picked one person because I know we're all adults, but people are a little,
Yeah, a
so you
coordinator
should
though.
have one person
Yeah,
As a
to make
coordinator.
sure everybody's at the
it's
bus.
on and it's
Right,
off.
and that's what they did, the Angels did for the casino.
Right.
You had Rose and Michelle.
And
You know,
bear in
checking-
mind,
Mhm.
like I said, the casino trip, I mean, I was checking all the messages here at the center at 7 a.m. Monday morning,
Mhm.
making sure if there's any cancellations or any of that. I was on the phone with Rose until that bus left and everybody was on and everything was
Everybody
done.
was-
And she went. I was back on the phone with her at 2:45 when everybody was getting back on the bus,
Yeah.
making sure everything was going okay. So like I said,
So it's more of
we
a
are
coordinator.
available. We're just not spending the whole day when we have stuff we need to do.
Makes sense.
But you need somebody.
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
coordinator though.
Yeah.
The one person wearing the yellow shirt, everybody goes.
I'll make yourself look very yellow.
Yes, because they're gonna follow you. Okay,
That's good. But you are gonna talk to town council on that, just to make everybody comfortable, great.
anything else?
I move that we adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're not,